Greetings, my name is Pete Ring. My background is in military aviation and in particular fighters and choppers. I do these chats on behalf of Air Force Association New South Wales and on behalf of Wings magazine and also for our Wings Australia YouTube channel. Could I also ask that if you like our videos, then please subscribe to our channel and have a look at the description on our channel for this video, and you'll find links to subscribing to our magazine called Wings and subscribing to Air Force Association New South Wales. I'm welcoming Group Captain Tim Ireland, Director of the PNT Directorate. Tim is going to chat with us about the PNT challenge for the Australian Defence Force. Morning, Tim.
G'day, Peter.
Could you please give us a quick introduction to what PNT actually is and why it's so central to the ADF?
Yeah, thanks for the question and thanks for today. So PNT stands for Positioning, Navigation and Timing. It's the ability to accurately find your location, your velocity and understand your time such that you can synchronize yourself with other systems and capabilities. So it's a fundamental capability in defence. It underpins nearly everything that we do. In my background as a fighter pilot, I saw firsthand how important PNT is. It's the ability to get onto secure comms, the ability to maneuver your aircraft, find targets and to fire weapons. PNT underpins all of those capabilities, and without it, the integrated force or the way that we join our systems together to fight in a complementary way fragments.
Right, so it's central to just about everything you do as a fighter pilot these days.
Absolutely, absolutely, but not just as fighter pilot. It's really essential across all domains. It's equally important in the Navy, on warships, in submarines, undersea, where PNT is essential. Especially where GPS signals can't penetrate. And obviously in the land environment, to locate yourself, understand your velocity and time allows you to be a part of the wider fight. Also in the newer domains, such as cyber. So without timing information in particular, the cyber domain will fall apart. It holds the networks together. Otherwise computers desynchronize and don't communicate to each other. And
like
we're talking now, our computers have an accurate time source so that they stay synchronized. And obviously the space domain is essential, and most of our PNT information these days comes from GPS, which is one of the reasons we have a bit of a problem today.
So in the talking to you a little bit informally, you mentioned nav war. What does that mean? Is that what you've been talking about?
Yeah, so navigation warfare, really what we mean by saying that is the superiority of PNT. So it's the ability to maintain access to accurate PNT information for your own forces and your own operations, while seeking to deny PNT information to your adversary. So it's that superiority that we're seeking. And whenever we're trying to do that, maintain access whilst disrupting another's access, we're talking about navigation warfare.
How did we become so dependent on GPS? I know I am. And how is defence preparing to operate if it's compromised?
So GPS really revolutionised our way of life. It today underpins our critical infrastructure, our banking system, our ability to navigate to different places on the road, our electricity grid. All of these things use GPS, and as I've sort of said, with the networks in particular, GPS time to stay synchronized and linked across the world. And the military is no different. So GPS, Global Positioning System, came about in the 1990s. For Gulf War 91 was the first time it was really put to use on a grand scale. And ever since then, GPS technology has permeated through nearly all of our capabilities. And when we depend on a capability essentially as that, it obviously exposes a vulnerability that our adversaries and our potential adversaries might seek to exploit. So what we're doing is looking at our systems, those particular vulnerabilities, and making sure we can adequately fight in a GPS denied environment. We do that. My directorate in particular, the joint P&T directorate that I lead, we do resilience analysis. We also go out and provide GPS denied environments for warfighters to training and to understand how they're going to fight, their tactics, their procedures, etc., such that they feel more confident in a GPS denied environment to continue fighting.
Oh, it's a big issue, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a huge issue. And, modern day battlefields in Europe, in Ukraine in particular, we've seen a spike in GPS jamming and spoofing from the Russians that really does affect the Western forces in particular. But all militaries are dependent on the space layer for P&T. So it's a common vulnerability.
So you're doing vulnerability assessments and resilience analysis. Can you give me some feedback on how that's proceeding?
So we, as a directorate, we look across the integrated force, the joint force. We understand how the force wants to fight and how it wants to communicate. And we hone in on particular vulnerable areas that we can identify and do some further testing. So we've got a technical team. We've got systems in place where we can replicate a GPS denied environment, and then we can look to fragment the systems, bring a platform essentially to its knees, to its core, such that the operators can understand how they're best to fight through that condition, regain access to P&T using alternate methods for position navigation and timing, and ultimately fight forward.
So are you looking for alternative methods, and is that part of your
Absolutely. So there's a myriad of technologies out there that provide P&T information. Not all of them are accurate, and not all of them are as easy to access as GPS is. But all of our major systems have backup systems. So it's about the ability to recognize those conditions, understand systems better, and how the interdependencies within one platform might cause second and third order effects of degradation, and the ability again to regain awareness, regain accurate information, and fight forward. It's not a new area, and it's not a new vulnerability. It's something we've been aware of, and certainly in my training, we've always trained and planned to losing GPS, but it is highly disruptive. And it does, having GPS within your system, providing that information really helps with the automation of the system. So as soon as you lose that, things become a lot more manual in operation, things slow down, the tasking goes up, particularly in a single seat aircraft. It can really affect your ability to fight.
So while defence is often associated with combat roles, there seems to be these days a lot of technical and non-traditional roles coming in to the defence field. So there must be a lot more career opportunities available for people who want to address that side of the defence of the Australian Defence Forces.
Absolutely. Yes, it's not all about the traditional roles, the traditional warfighting and support roles that I grew up with and have had a career in. These days, the span of work, the span of understanding has gone up an order of magnitude a couple of times. So we need deep experts in areas like P&T, electronic warfare, cyber warfare, space. And there's immense opportunity for anyone that is interested in those fields. My team in particular, we've got a couple of operators like myself, but the bulk of the work requires deep specialisation. So it's technical teams with specialized engineering, understanding systems engineering, understanding how computer networks work, cyber effects, electronic warfare effects. These areas are now part and parcel of how ADF operates, and we need more deep specialists in those areas.
So is AI coming in to be part of your considerations?
Absolutely. And under AUKUS Pillar 2 and the quantum computing area, there's some really exciting developments occurring with P&T. So quantum timing, the ability to miniaturize clocks further with more accuracy will help defeat some of these problems. And some exquisite other methods of finding your position using quantum methods that are coming upon us as well. And AI is certainly part of that. The leading edge of technology is where defence is currently looking at. And anyone that has an interest in high tech and these really challenging problems has got a great career ahead of them, in or out of uniform within defence.
Okay, so there'd be a lot of collaboration required.
Absolutely.
Which
Yeah,
is evidenced by you're heading overseas today to collaborate.
Yeah, next week. Yeah, it's a real partnership. My team's only very small, diverse team, and really we aren't the keepers of all the knowledge. We leverage across the organisation. We have to collaborate across the organisation, across the services and groups to understand their problems deeply, work collaboratively to find solutions and opportunities to train. But also outside of defence, this is, as we alluded to at the beginning, this is a national problem as well. Our critical infrastructure relies heavily on GPS in particular. So there's natural vulnerabilities there that we help work with other departments and agencies to solve. We work with industry, and there's a lot of great Australian companies that are doing a lot in space and terrestrial P&T. And so it's staying engaged with them at the leading edge of our national innovation is important. And most important, I think, is staying aligned with our partners, making sure what we're doing, the capabilities and technologies that we're looking at are complementary to the other forces that we seek to align with. And in particular, the UK, the US, New Zealand, to name but a few, are nations that we engage with on a regular basis in just P&T.
If you had to summarise all you've just said, what would be your message that you're delivering for all of us who are watching you? What sort of message should we take away with us?
So really my message is pretty simple. It's P&T, positioning, navigation and timing, is a fundamental capability that underpins all of our military capability, especially as we look to join up and fight together as an integrated force. The navigation warfare, that ability to have superiority in P&T information, is a key area to help us be resilient and also cause problems for potential adversaries. And as a field on the leading edge of technology in the areas of quantum, electronic warfare, etc., there's a lot of potential and a lot of interesting opportunities in defence right now in the area of P&T and in ensuring that we have an upper hand in the way we fight as a military.
Well, thanks, Tim. I'll catch up with you again one day. I'm sure if you've ever want to share any updates, I'm sure people viewing these videos would love to hear what might be happening, a year or two down the track.
Be delighted to, and thanks again for the opportunity, Peter.
Cheers, mate. Bye. If you've enjoyed this chat, then please subscribe to our channel. Our channel supports veterans directly and indirectly. We are all volunteers. Additionally, if you go to the description of this particular video, you'll see links to the Australian Military Aviation History Association and links to Air Force Association New South Wales, and you'll see the subscription button to subscribe to our premium aviation magazine.